Good morning. It's Wednesday, February 16th. And I read yesterday that there is a bill before the Senate which is designed to improve the Postal Service's handling of their finances. Now, I worked for the Post Office for 7 years while I was going to college. And I can tell you that there was a lot of waste in that organization. But it wasn't waste because of inefficiencies necessarily. It was a waste because you can never count on how much mail you're really going to have to process every day. So you've sort of got to be set up for the maximum, because people expected in those days that they were going to get a delivery twice a day at that point in time in any business area, and houses would get their deliveries once a day. So in any event, the post office ground out. It just ground out the job that it had to do. And we worked as hard as we had to. So that many times we would work on the midnight shift like I did, and you hustle through that because you want to finish early. You want to get all the mail into the mailboxes so that the carriers can deliver it right away. And the advantage of that is that you could finish the whole post office. I was working at Lenox Hill, which is on 70th Street between 2nd and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan at that point in time. And you'd hustle your way through this work, because if you finished at 6:30 and the shift ended at 7:30, then you had an hour to relax, because there was nothing in the bill. We cleaned everything up, so to speak. So in any event, this bill comes before the Senate, and it's already been passed in the House, and somehow or other there's a minor technicality in the wording of the bill or something like that. And I can't get that straight from the article I'm reading. But in any event, it basically says that, Chuck Schumer recognized there's a small clerical error made by the House of Representatives when they sent their bill to the Senate. And it said it had nothing to do with the main substance or any of the substance of the bill. So they're going to go and make the correction to this minor error and get this bill moving, because once again, the Senate is up against a recess. They're going to go on recess. Now, I know that next week my grandson and my son and daughter-in-law are going out to the West Coast to ski in Wyoming or something, because it's spring break. I didn't realize that the Senate and the House have a spring break. They get so many days of vacation. I know they only work 150 days a year, not like normal human beings. So what's the big deal? Why can't they get this thing passed right away? But no, we have a senator from Florida who objects and says we have to do a sweeping overhaul of this bill. We have to go through the procedure to make that change to the clerical error. Now, Chuck is going crazy over this because he's ready to make a technical fix to the bill. But Scott, the senator from Florida, has argued that there are issues with the legislation and that the Senate should slow down and work to improve it. Why didn't they do that while they were prepared? Do it and review every section as you go along? Well, what is this thing? It goes to one committee to another committee. I don't understand how these people work. I don't understand how they get nothing done, because that seems to be what the modus operandi is they get nothing done. So Schumer said that being unable to immediately make the technical fix will delay the bill. Yes, we recognize that fact, Chuck. And he vowed that it would eventually pass. And I'm sure it will eventually pass. It's a minor technicality. And is brought up by a guy from Florida who probably hasn't done anything good for the state of Florida, but I don't know that. So, because they don't have an agreement to speed up the process, the Senate will have to start the procedure needed all over from the beginning in order to set up a final vote on this chamber, on this legislation in this chamber. And it's not clear now when the final passage will take place. And there's no question in my mind that the post office needs some kind of overhaul. In fact, if they were on the ball, they would be controlling all of the internet. They would be controlling all of that, but they don't. They don't think in those kind of terms, you know. And let's face it, delivering the mail is dying. Mail is a dying industry. I don't get much mail anymore. No, I don't even get bills anymore. What I get is donations, asking for money. That's what most of my mail is somebody's mailing me something to give them $10 or $15 or $20 or $25. I get mail from all of these organizations. Phony police departments, phony fire departments, you know, the USO. I get mail from Channel 13. I get all kinds of mail, and all they do is they want money. And they send me a beautiful form, check here, $50, $25. I don't give them anything. I have certain organizations that I donate to, and that's who I'm going to always donate to. So this bill was supposed to overhaul the Postal Service's finance to make sure that going forward it would continue to exist and be able to modernize its service. Now, I don't know how they could modernize their service. Maybe one of the things they could do is handle emails for people in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how you could modernize the service when you got envelopes. Now, I was there when they brought in all of the cancellation and sorting devices. They were huge, and they worked like lightning. Anyhow, back to Scott. He said that the Senate should carefully and thoughtfully consider this bill and take all the appropriate steps to get it right. That's what the guy from Florida is saying. The Senate has simply not been given the opportunity to do that. They haven't been given the opportunity to get it right. Well, knowing the way they operate, probably there was nobody really there that wanted to take the time to get it right. You know, they agreed on the bill. It looked pretty good. There was a minor technical error. Big deal. Let's get moving. This is a waste of time. It's a big waste of time. Probably you could put all of this stuff down on 10 or 12 sheets of paper and say these are all the things that the post office has to do to get their financial act together. But that would be too simple. That would be too simple, and people would say, well, what the hell are you guys doing? What do you do every day? What do you do every day and you only work 150 days a year? And you don't get anything done. And so this is an example of the stupidity that is surrounding us. You've got to go through all these steps. Now, maybe that's just because the Senate is split 50-50 and Chuck Schumer isn't good enough leader to sort of twist this guy Scott's arms or whatever it is. I don't know. It just seems to me like a waste of time. And they're going to go away. They have to go on recess. If this was so important, don't go on recess. Hang in there and get it done before you go on recess. What are you, school kids? You need a spring break? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. And so I'll leave you with that this morning. Bye.